Okay, are you feeling stuck in your running routine? Are you struggling to stay motivated or wondering how to take things to the next level? What if I told you you could completely transform your mindset, your training, even your results? Stick around because over the next 8 minutes, I'll show you exactly how you can skyrocket your motivation and make you a faster, better runner. After fumbling around for the first year of my running journey and running 4 hours 25 for the marathon, I luckily stumbled upon this hack, this method that I'm about to show you, and went from running 4 hours 25 to running 3 hours 25 and then running 2 hours 37, all within a 2-year period. And this method not only made me a better racer, it made me better at training and a much more motivated, disciplined runner. If you think about the perfect runner or the perfect person who's firing on all cylinders in any field, then they're disciplined. They're consistent. They understand where they're at and where they're going. They feed into that community that they're part of and they learn 360 from everybody else around them. And all those great feelings from being around those people push them forward. They've got clear goals to work towards. They're very, very good, therefore, at time management and prioritizing what they should be doing in order to move forward. Prioritizing, in your case, running. They've got their mental strength dialed in because they understand just how big of a factor that is, and in running 80-90% easily. They've got a solid structure in place. They know what they're meant to be doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a training schedule basis. And that means that they're able to adjust and adapt when it's needed. Because all this is planned out and they've got that structure, already their confidence is boosted in the process, no matter what the result looks like. And if you do what I'm about to tell you, it's the easiest way, the quickest way to break through a plateau. It's going to reinforce your identity as a runner and it's going to set you up for bigger goals. And that little hack, that little secret that will help boost your entire training and running is to book a race. No matter when your A goal is, no matter how big your A goal, whether it's an ultra marathon, a marathon, put something in the diary in the short, medium term. It might be a 5K or a 10K or even a half marathon. Something local and fun, so it's very easy with the logistics. And I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why it will help you blow past that plateau and get you to the next level or kickstart your motivation and enthusiasm for running. Number 1, the power of accountability. When you book a race, you're not just signing up for an event, you're making a commitment. That race date becomes your deadline, and therefore it puts in check all of your training, your recovery runs, easy runs, definitely your interval runs and your long runs, and they feed into that intermediate goal, even if that intermediate goal is going to be a training race just to see where you're at right now. It shifts your mindset from optional to non-negotiable. No longer is it, I might go for a run today. Instead, it's, I've got to go for a run today because I've got a test, I've got a race in 6 weeks, and I don't want to get found out. Suddenly, skipping a run feels like you're missing out on that progress, and that is powerful, especially when it starts to compound. Number 2, and this is my favorite, discipline over motivation. Motivation comes and goes. If you wait for motivation, you're gonna run sometimes, you're gonna get in the gym sometimes, you're gonna eat well sometimes. If you're disciplined and it's just happening because it's who you are, I'm a runner, I race, I make things happen, way more easier to get it done. And ideally first thing in the morning so that nothing in your day can get in the way of priority number 1. So it doesn't matter whether the weather's bad, whether it's too hot or too cold, whether you feel 2 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, it's happening because you're consistent and you're not gonna break that chain. Number 3, assessing your fitness. The race isn't just an event. It's an opportunity to benchmark where you're currently at and therefore what needs to change or improve in order to get to your primary goal. What do you need to work on? What are the development areas over the rest of the plan that we can work on right now that are going to put you in a better place for your A race? Are you faster than last year? Are you faster than you were just 4 weeks ago? Are there any areas that you need to work on? A race provides real-world feedback that training just can't. And the beauty is, it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about seeing your own progress and identifying your next steps. Number 4, connecting with the local running community. This is powerful. And especially if you're like me, if you're doing 99% of your training alone, then you're out there for many miles. And that's a great place to be. It builds your mental strength. But it's brilliant to tap into an area where, are you doing the race at the weekend? How is your training going? What do your interval sessions look like? It's great to have that and be part of such a positive community. For me, running brings people together and racing brings people together. So you might have two people from vastly different backgrounds, but with the commonality of running. That really nourishes your soul and also is super inspiring for the next phases of your training. Number 5, tapping into and getting used to that race day feeling, that race day energy. Have you ever realized that in a race you can find that extra gear, you can push further than you can in training? That nervousness, that anxiety on the start line is something that you need to not only get used to, because you don't want it to be something that sets you back, so you're a good trainer, but when it gets to race day, you're nervous. Race day is going to give you that practice, not just to get used to it, but also to feed off that energy. It's incredibly powerful when that shared energy you can tap into and use that to push yourself further than you can in racing. Now, it's not going to be magic. You're not going to find 20 minutes in your half marathon, but you can find that extra gear. For me, one of the best feelings about racing is being in a half marathon and getting to the 15, 16K mark, and you're absolutely dead and don't feel as if even you can get to the finish, looking around at the group and everybody looks as if they're in the same boat. What you get to find out about yourself there is true character. Who am I when the chips are down? Who am I when I feel as if I've got nothing left? I just want to pull over at the side of the road and walk, drink some water. Who am I? Do I keep going and do I push for that goal? Everybody else is in the same boat. And despite them being your competitors, your rivals, that feeling of all aiming towards something amazing is pretty special. So there you go. Book a race today. Literally take you 5 minutes online now, find something local. Doesn't matter whether it's a shorter race than your A goal or it's a longer race. You might sign up for a marathon and that's part of your long run on the way to a faster marathon. Racing is exciting, and as soon as I understood that I can use races as training runs and they can be like your B goals, all of a sudden you're tapping into that energy much more frequently, which is making you a better racer for your A goals. I hope you got something from that, and if you have and you're about to book a race, please let me know in the comments below.